Welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrew. I joined Orangetheory over 2 years ago in an attempt to change things.
This is actually a homemade dickie. I had to cut my shirt because it was going to be too bulky, and there's a lot of bulk going on right now.
Because of Orangetheory and the effectiveness of these workouts, I have officially become what I call a fitness person. And I document that journey every week right here on my channel for a series I call Fat Tuesdays, which is my journey to become not fat. Recently, I had an idea.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be a special one.
So last night, literally 2 a.m., I emailed my contact at Orangetheory and I was like, hey, I got a question. I know the Orangetheory documentary just came out. Would Ellen, who invented Orangetheory, like to get on a FaceTime call with me for my YouTube channel? Let me read you the reply. While Ellen is getting a ton of requests right now, we're pleased to say she is happy to do it.
Okay. We're gonna FaceTime Ellen Latham. Here we go. Hi, Ellen.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
It is so wonderful to meet you.
You too. I often see you on my computer. I absolutely check you out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was gonna ask if I was gonna wonder if you've seen any of my videos.
Totally have.
Oh.
I love them. I love them. I think you are beyond entertaining, and yet you know, get your point across.
Well, thank you so much. That literally means the world to me. I've been using your workout to change my life for like 2 years now, and it truly has changed my life and so many other people. So it's an honor to talk to you.
Love it.
So I've got a few questions here that I wanted to ask you. The first being, congratulations on your documentary. I watched it last night.
Oh, so exciting.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, you know, it's incredible. Yeah, you think about, you know, your life and your life story, and we all have a story, but to have it, you know, on the big screen definitely has been very surreal for me. But what even's more exciting is the stories that I share the screen with, you know, with our coach and our members, and it's such a wonderful thing.
With everything going on in the world, I feel like when I was watching your documentary and you were talking about momentum shifting, I feel like that is like what we need right now. Is we need to momentum shift, and I wanted you to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting. So my father was a huge mentor in my life. He was a phys ed teacher and football coach at my local high school, and he was very much philosophically, psychologically using this. It's a sports psychology concept of momentum shifting. So you can momentum shift up positively or down negatively. So sports psychologists will tell coaches, your team is losing, your player is in turmoil, kind of like us in our lives right now. You want to remind them of what they have going well in their life, what they have going right, the I cans, not the I can'ts. And when you do that, you shift a certain aspect of thinking, and then they'll get back out on that field and they'll perform differently. And this is so apropos to what's going on in our lives right now. We're in a storm, Andrew. We're in a storm. Things are uneasy. People are anxious. So it's very easy for this thing up here called our brain. You know, I don't just study the human body. I study the human brain as well. The human brain is 2 million years old. It's an organ that's set up for survival. So what it does is it really magnifies things that become a little bit intense in our life. That's why we start thinking negative thoughts a lot of times. Oh my gosh, this could happen, so on and so forth. So when something happens like what's happening right now in the world, it really blows up this thought process up here. And if we don't get this straight up here, it's going to throw you off in a big way. So for how much I believe I'm in the body business, what I realized from my father, from momentum shifting up, that the human brain has to be the most important thing that we get right now, and then things will follow. I truly believe.
So I like that too, because it's almost like if you feel like you can't fully do everything you want to do in fitness while you're inside, you can at least work on your thoughts and you can work on your brain, which is bigger.
Absolutely. And you do what you can do in the confines of your home. You don't have to be doing the workout like you're used to doing it. Your body doesn't have to be feeling that. To be honest with you, with the stress going on, even going through some moderate movements and exercise will give you great benefit. That's why I'm so excited about our streaming of our workouts, because it allows people to get some movement, and you don't need to be in that push and all out right now.
Right.
To be honest with you. It actually works perfectly for what's going on right now.
In the documentary, I really loved how you talked about effort is really the only thing you can control. And I feel like that's kind of what you're talking about now, is that the effort you give something is all you can control. And I feel like to all of us in these uncertain times where we can't control it, this feels like the message for us is like, the only thing we can control is the effort we give.
Well, that and your reaction to things. I truly believe that things happen to us in our life, in our day-to-day. And the only thing we really have control over is how we react to it. Don't you notice that there's some people where all kinds of things are going on even now, and you'll go, wow, they're really, we have a very controlled mode of reaction. And other people are going off the wall. The only thing we have control over is our reaction to things. So this is where we go back up here and we take a second, we breathe, we calm down, and we start putting certain thoughts up here. We change the channel. You heard me in the documentary, I believe, talking about the channel up here, that we have the ability to change up, to get the remote out, change the channel up there, put on a different channel, and we will get through this. Now, I'm a firm believer that we should not change our routine, and the most important thing is getting up in the morning and setting up your day. So I hear people and they say, well, are you sleeping in this? Absolutely not. I am getting up the same time as when I get up, when I would have to head out to the corporate office or go do what I have to do. I'd start my day the same. I'd start with the same intentions, and I'd produce a productive day. You start with this quarantine to start producing unproductive days because we're stuck in our home. It's going to take longer to get out of this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think I just love listening to you, because I just think you have all the answers. So I was gonna ask you as well, because I feel like while I have you on the line here, I need to have this just for my own personal records. Next time I get in a fitness rut and I'm feeling like I can't pull myself out of this, what would the Ellen Latham say about that?
You have to make the benefit outweigh your I don't feel like doing it today. So for example, if I said, Andrew, I'm gonna give you $100 and I don't want you to miss 3 times a week your workout for a month, you would go, okay, there's $100. Does that outweigh that? I can't miss this. But if I said, Andrew, I'm gonna give you $5 million this month, and you cannot miss 3 times a week for 1 month consistently. You see, the benefit outweighed your decision not to do it. Mm-hmm. You have to make that so. So we all have different, where you are, your stage in your life, of what your benefit for me, what might be. Okay, I'm 64 years old. So my benefit is I know what that workout does cellularly, and I know I want to age a certain way. That benefit of me wanting to age a certain way outweighs me waking up and going, gosh, I don't feel like doing this. Oh, I'm so unmotivated. The benefit outweighs that. So what you need to do is define what the benefit for you at where you're at in your life right now. Make that so profound that it outweighs you becoming unmotivated. Then the second thing to that is there are some people, let's face it, that are just frankly more disciplined than others. So if you're going, Ellen, that's a problem as well. Then I would suggest that you get someone who's going to help you with that. Now, what I love about the structure of Orange Theory is you paid your month's classes, and if you don't go, you're not getting money back, okay? There is a motivation, again, outweighs for you to come in. Additionally, I've heard members attached to a coach, and they might say, Coach Bob, I need you to just send me a text. Give me a call to make sure I am here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 a.m. class, or whatever the case may be. And coaches have done that with certain members that go, okay, I think I have that understanding of motivation of why I want to do this, but the discipline kind of gets a little shaky. So they find ways to get support from someone from the studio. Could be a manager, an SA. Hey, Betty, help me out with the discipline part. Can you just give me a shout out, keep me on track? And that, with you in your head, outweighing the benefit to why you're going to become unmotivated, I find might help you, if that makes any sense.
It makes 1,000%. I'm that way with my coach, Coach Vinny. He inspires me so much, and he tends to always pull me out of ruts as well. So, shout out to him. Okay, so now in Orange Theory, which is insane, I'm sure, for you to think of that your workout is now reaching over 1 million people and thousands of communities. And I just want to know, are you familiar with the Fat Tuesday fam?
I have seen that. I've read, a bunch of the great comments, and I love that community connection. What's been so great about our product, beyond the workout being science-based, and it's really based on how our cells respond to exercise, is the communities that are built in those 4 walls and now even beyond. And thank you for all that you have done and continue to build a great Orange community on social media, because people need this. You know what, Andrew? With this quarantine going on, you see it more than ever of how people need human contact. We are not built to not be connecting with each other face to face. That's why we cannot all wait to get back under those orange lights. So the importance of that and what your Fat Tuesday in the comments that everyone brings back and forth, that is just as important as the workout as far as I'm concerned.
I agree with you. I really do. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions that I'm dying to know. And the first one is just, do you eat fast food? I have to know that.
Well, I'm Italian. I'm a Sicilian, 100%.
Okay.
So I don't know when you talk fast food, bad food.
McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King.
Okay, I don't that.
I'm not surprised.
Chipotle, I like a Chipotle.
Okay.
I like that. But listen, am I gonna have a good pizza? I gotta space out the time. I know exactly how many days I try to put between that I order from my favorite Italian pizza place. But there are foods I tend to just love from my upbringing. I am a sweet person. My mother was this little round Italian woman. She baked constantly. So unfortunately, that sweet tooth is still there. I try to control it. So those are more of my vices.
Okay. So what about I get asked this question all the time, and I want to know your answer as well. What is your base, your push, and your all out?
Okay. So I have very arthritic knees. So sometimes I'm a power walker, and sometimes I am a jogger. It depends how my knees are feeling. So if I'm a power walker, I will start on that 3 incline, and I'll start about a 4 or 5 on that 3 incline power walking. And then I use the incline because my knees are already aching. So I will climb that hill to build the effort, because it's all about effort. It's not about the number. It's about, is my effort a push effort? Is my effort an all-out effort? So I will continue to climb. So that 3 incline might go to a, depending on the need that day, a 4 to a 6. And then my all-out, depending on the needs, will go at 8 to 10. those are my power walking capabilities. Now, if I'm jogging and it's feeling great, I try to, get on that one incline, and my base will start at about a 4.8, 4.9, and then my push, I try to go between 1 to 1.5, higher than that, and my all out is there isn't a set number, because how I do it is the most important thing is coming back to base. So if I'm at a push at a 6 in a jog and I can't come back to that 4.8, I have to come back to a 4. That push, I overrode my push. And that dance is the most important dance, base and push. So I'm not into, let me get this giant number and I can't come back to my base. That is not how the cells will respond, how oxygen will respond at its highest level. And then my all out is just me emptying the tank. So again, it won't be a standard number. It's wherever I'm at. If that's an 8-minute block and I'm pretty spent, it's whatever I have left to empty the tank. So it doesn't necessarily ever have to be a standard number. It has to be based on effort. That is how our cells will respond.
I know I've been doing Orangetheory for literally over 2 years, and for whatever reason, the way you just described that, I'm sitting here like rethinking, that's why I think I'm pushing too hard, because I'm having to walk instead of reach my base again.
Yep.
Okay, well that's...
If you do not need, that number means nothing. That big old number with signs going up, I did my push at 18 miles an hour. That is, I don't want to see those. Okay, I want to see that I could return
to your base.
My base. That's how your cells are going to respond better.
Yeah. No, that's key. Okay, so I know that Orangetheory is your baby and you love all the workouts. However, I am going to make you pick power, strength, or ESP. If you had to pick, what would Ellen choose?
Well, that's easy because it's endurance. Because you see, the endurance are the long blocks. And that's the longest dance between base and push. Base and push. Base and push. 8 minutes, 6 minutes, right? The other are shorter. So I know what's happening to my 64-year-old cells when I do that dance for a long duration. I am building the oxygen capabilities. When my cells have more capability to handle more oxygen, I'm going to age really well.
Okay, so my last question that I have, I honestly forgot it, so let me pull it up here. Okay, okay, last question. Do you like partner workouts?
I do. We tried because we understand different people might not like that. And so we have really changed it up. You're going to see that in the upcoming.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not the whole class. It's maybe a small section of the class. We're listening. We are always listening to input. Always. I'm a big listener. But what I think is great is I go back to what I think a big part of us, what Orangetheory is. And that's that kind of connecting with people. And you never know who's in that workout. That you've got someone who's really having a tough day, who's really feeling less than, who's comparing themselves to other people in class. And if they're with someone that maybe is more powerful looking, or they actually are more powerful, what the gift you have given to that person for the few minutes you're with them. And that's why we're going to make it so it's not a whole workout, because we understand, how people feel about it. But that gift is a very profound gift that you as the giver will get 10 times back.
I love that. That's amazing. And I just want to say, from myself and the Fat Tuesday fam, just thank you so much and back to your documentary, the way I love how when you lost your job, you made that choice of what you're gonna do. And I think as we're all in these uncertain times, we have to make that same similar choice. And so I just wanna thank you for pushing yourself, no pun intended, and for creating this for us, because it really has changed my life. It's changed millions of people's lives. And it's just, it's an honor to speak with you. I really do appreciate you getting on this call.
And I can be your accountability coach if you'd like. You can just text me or email Ellen. I'm falling off the boat, and I'll be there.
Okay, done. Okay, I will definitely meet all my goals now for sure.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Okay.
Bye-bye. So That was Ellen who invented Orangetheory. Wow. Thank you, Ellen, for joining the phone call. Did you hear that? She said, call me, text me if you're feeling off track. Wow. That was dope. That was really dope.